Thank you, Chair. It may come as a surprise to some to learn that significantly more people drown in our river each year than are killed when cycling on our roads. Some drownings will be suicide or self-harm calls for help. Others will be accidents, and of course we can all remember the Marchioness disaster. Tower is the RNLI's busiest lifeboat station in the country, with 540 calls last year, a 15th of their total calls nationwide, and they have an impressive launch time of 90 seconds because they have full-time crews. If they can reach someone in the river within 5 minutes, they've got a good chance of saving them, and 70% of their calls are for people in the river from bridges or embankments. Services with a role in search and rescue include the Metropolitan Police Service, London Fire Brigade, the Port of London Authority, as well as the RNLI. One simple thing that can be done to help speed up emergency attendance is for people to use 999 to call the Coast Guard, who lead on maritime search and rescue and mobilise the lifeboats. Encouraging calls to the Coast Guard can be helped by ensuring that lifebuoy boxes on bridges and embankments display the standardised 999 Call the Coast Guard signage, which TfL are doing, but not all riparian boroughs have done so far. Indeed, between Hayes Galleria and City Hall this morning, I counted 3 lifebuoy boxes installed by Southwark, which is good, but none of them had the signs telling people to call the Coast Guard 999. In January this year, all river walls and Thames bridges owned by TfL were inspected for the appropriate distribution of lifebuoys, and TfL identified that 42 new installations were required, with a further 22 requiring updated information panels. This was determined using guidance provided by RNLI, and they're scheduled to be installed by the end of this month. A weekly inspection of all TfL equipment is undertaken, with any missing lifebuoys replaced within 24 hours and damage to housings repaired within 7 days. And on piers operated by the London River Services, safety equipment is checked daily. Training is also important for all those who work on or near the river. For example, bar staff in pubs on the embankments, security staff, council workers, to know that they should call the Coast Guard if somebody falls or jumps in. We should also bear in mind the substantial developments along the riverbank, for example, the wide-scale development of the East London Thames North Bank. Encouragement is needed for safe and responsible development that ensures water safety is inherent in these newly built environments, so as to ensure safe access and egress and safe use of the river by their residents, and this ought to be secured by planning conditions. The Thames Water Safety Forum have been working together for 2 years, first to carry out an extensive combined multi-agency community water safety risk assessment, an IRMP, which those who are on LFIPA will know about, for the river, then to jointly understand the hazards, risks, issues and challenges from this, to form a strategic group to deliver the interventions needed to reduce the drowning death toll. They're currently a couple of months away from finalising and publishing this strategy, and will need our help and that of the Mayor to publicise and implement it, which is why the motion calls on the Mayor to do all he can to support the efforts of the Thames River Safety Forum to reduce deaths from drowning, to encourage TfL and the riparian brothers to do the same, and to take a personal interest in improving outcomes. So I hope that this motion we can pass today unanimously. Thank you.